Hello. I am starting the process for doing Peter and Wendy read through. I'm going to attempt to record this, but I may only be able to record it in scenes for easier uploading and just to make sure that we are consistent. I'm trying to see if there is anybody in the waiting room, but I may go ahead and record it. Oops. Hey, Naomi.
Wait a minute.
So,
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay. Oh my God, I gotta chase my cat. Hold on. Oh. I'm outside. Chester, come here.
I do have it recorded. Right now, I'm going to try to attempt to record the first scene. And if anybody jumps on, then I will, that wants to read for a character, I will assign characters. We have, for anybody that, I think you're on the phone, but we have Peter who's going to do Peter. Wave, Peter. Hi, everybody. I'm going to read Peter. And then we have Wendy who's going to read for Wendy. Hi, everybody. She's going to read. And I will share this later so that, they will also be, in case there's nobody else that wants to read, they will help with the other, well, I'll help with the other characters and then they'll just do their part so it doesn't get confusing. All right, so I am going to try to attempt to do a share screen on here too, so that hopefully if it records properly, it should record the share screen so that if somebody is watching this back, then they can watch the they can actually look at the lines too. And I'm trying to monitor if there's anybody in the waiting room or not. Okay. Oops. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't had a chance to look at this, we have the main characters in order of appearance is Nana the dog, Michael, who is a boy in London that who lives in London with Nana. John is Michael's older brother. Wendy is Michael and John's older sister. Mrs. Darling is their mother. Mr. Darling is their father. Liza is their maid. And then, of course, we have Tinkerbell, who is a mischievous fairy. We have Peter Pan, hey everyone, a boy from Neverland and Tink's owner. We have Hook, who's a pirate and captain of the Jolly Roger. We have Smee, who is Hook's #1 pirate. He's comical. We have Morgan Skylights, who's a pirate. And a lot of these characters can be any gender, it doesn't really matter. Starkey is a pirate. Bill Jukes is pirate. Kiko. Tiger Lily is princess. I'm gonna totally mess this up. Tiger Lily is the princess of the Pickaninny tribe. I think is how you pronounce it. Naomi, did you have a question?
No.
Are you getting ready to abandon me? If you need to get off the call at any time, you can get off the call. Toodles is a lost boy and second in charge. Nibs is a lost boy. And they're referred to as lost boys in the novel, but obviously girls can play the lost boys. They would just have to kind of play them kind of tomboyish. Slightly is a lost boy. Curly is a lost boy. There's a set of twins. They're just referred to as the twins, twin lost boys. And then there is extra fairies. And Jane is Wendy's daughter. Now I have a little sub note on here. Pirates, fairies, lost boys can be played any gender, but lost boys should have a boy-like appearance, not girly. The extra fairies was a scene that was written in a long time ago when we did the show, kind of based on kind of has like a little bit of a Disney kind of, there is extra. Oh, look, we do have more people entering. Hi. Hey, are you there? I see where they're trying to connect to audio, but I have not, I don't know if they're connected yet.
They can't be connected if they haven't said anything.
It just says connecting to audio, but I'm not sure if they're actually there. Anyway, we're gonna proceed. Oops, I think I just went out of the share screen there. Sometimes I click the wrong button. Hi, can you hear me now? Are you there, Fran? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think I don't know if your Wi-Fi is messed up or not. You're going in and out. So the very first scene of this show is the nursery scene. And if at any time, other than the roles of Peter and Wendy, if at any time somebody does have access to the script and they want to read for a role, just let me know and I will let you. I'm going to try to just take it one scene at a time here. All right, so the nursery is starts out with a large dog enters barking towards the window and 3 children enter playing. Michael, I won't go to bed. I won't. Nana, it isn't 6 o'clock yet. Oh dear, I shan't love you anymore. Nana, I tell you, I won't be bathed. I won't. John is dancing with Wendy. I'm happy to inform you, Mrs. Darling, that you are now a mother. Michael, is it me? John, I'm afraid we can't afford any more children. Michael, nobody wants me. Mrs. Darling rushing to Michael. I do. I so want a 3rd child. Michael, boy or girl? Mrs. Darling, boy. Michael, yay, and he hugs her. I'm gonna try to attempt to not say the characters' names and just use the different character voices so that hopefully if anytime anybody gets confused on what character I'm reading for, but the share screen should be on the recording, so you should be able to look back at the lines later, because that might get super annoying if I say the character every time I get ready to read. And if at any time y'all can't hear me, or if I go in and out, or if I'm unstable, then let me know too.
Tracy, did you say that the character of Nana is a dog?
It is. It's a big what do you call it? Oh gosh, I can't think of what it is. It's like, you know, those big, usually they're like white and gray. They're like those humongous dogs that have all that fur that's like humongous. Stacy, we're in the middle of play reading committee right
Yeah,
now.
I'm imagining it.
Oh, I think you stay at my house. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm recording the video right now.
Text
Okay, text me. Sorry, I had a technical interruption there. So yes, so Nana is a one of those big, I call it woolly type dogs. I can't think of what the name of it is. But if I remember, then I'll put it in the thing later. So basically at the beginning of this scene, the children are impersonating Mr. and Mrs. Darling. So Mr. and Mrs. Darling finally come into the room, and Mr. Darling says, I don't believe it. And he tries to enter with his tie. And she says, why, what's the matter, father dear? Matter, this tie, it will not be tied. Not around my neck, around the bedpost. Oh yes, 20 times have I made it around the bedpost. Oh, looks like we have somebody else joining us. I warn you of this, mother, that unless this tie is around my neck, we don't go out to dinner tonight. And if I don't go out to dinner tonight, I never go to the office again. And if I don't go to the office again, you and I will starve, and our children will be flung into the streets. Let me try, dear. Oh, Michael, I almost forgot. Time to take your medicine. I won't. Be a man, Michael. I'll get some chocolate. Mother, don't pamper him. Michael, when I was your age, I took medicine without a murmur. I said, thank you, kind parents, for giving me bottles to make me well. That medicine you take sometimes, father, is much nastier, isn't it? Ever so much nastier, and I would take it now as an example to you, Michael, if I hadn't lost the bottle. Oh, sir, don't you remember? You left it on top of your wardrobe. I'll fetch it for you. Oh, that's not necessary, Liza. Oh, no trouble at all. I'll be right back. John, it's really most beastly stuff. Is that nasty, sticky, sweet kind? It'll soon be over, father. I have been as quick as I could. Thank you ever so much, Liza. Michael first, father first. I shall be sick, you know. Come on, father. Hold your tongue, John. I thought you took it quite easily, father. That is not the point. The point is there is more in my glass than in Michael's spoon. Father, I'm waiting. I have a splendid idea. Why don't you both take it at the same time? I have a typo right there. It's supposed to say why, and I have who. Very well, but we both must close our eyes. Why is that, father? It just helps it go down more easily. Ready? Ready. Eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. As Michael struggles to take his medicine, Mr. Darling whispers to everyone and pours his in Nana's bowl. There, that wasn't so bad, was it? Nana rushes over to the window and starts barking. All right, Nana, no more barking. Time for bed, children. Ah, just a little while longer. Not tonight, I'm afraid. Your father and I have somewhere to go. All right, Nana, outside you go tonight. You look lovely, Mother. Why, thank you, John. I can't wait till I'm all grown up and can wear pretty long dresses. Don't grow up too fast, my dear Wendy. Or no adventures with Peter. Who, Michael? Who wants to go on an adventure with a cocky boy anyway? But who is he, my pet? He's Peter Pan, you know, Mother, the boy who lives with the fairies. Oh, yes, I remember now. Stories from when I was a child. He's probably all grown by now. Oh, no, he isn't grown up. He's just my size. Mrs. Darling picks a leaf off the ground. Wendy, do you know how these leaves got in here? Did somebody have the window open? I do believe it's Peter again. Whatever do you mean, Wendy? It's so naughty of him not to wipe. You mean to tell me Peter comes into the nursery by way of the window? Yes, he sometimes comes to the nursery in the night and sits on the foot of my bed and plays his pipe. Unfortunately, I've never woken. Well, then how do you know he's there? I don't know how I know. I just do. What nonsense you talk, Precious. No one can get into the house without knocking, and the window is 3 floors up. Were not the leaves at the foot of the window, Mother? My child, why did you not tell me of this before? I forgot. Surely you must be dreaming. All right, to bed with all of you. Mrs. Darling notices something on the ground and picks it up. What is this? Strange. She puts the odd garment in a drawer. I'll just put this away in here. Nana continues to bark outside. That's Nana's bark when she smells danger. Are you sure? Wendy nods. Oh, how I wish I wasn't going out tonight. Mother, can anything harm us when the night lights are lit? Nothing, Precious. They are the eyes a mother leaves behind to guard her children. Mr. Darling re-enters. My dear, perhaps we should stay in. I fear something may not be right. Oh, sorry. My dear, perhaps we should stay in. I fear something may not be right. Nonsense. It's just that Nana getting into your head. But what if the stories about Peter are true? What if he comes and snatches our children? Oh, Mother, you almost had me. We shall be off. We don't want to keep our friends waiting. Good night, my loves. Sweet dreams.
Hey, so I just got the script to come up. Did you need me to read for anything?
Yes. So if is it just you, or is Twan reading too, or just you?
Twan's here, but he's very intoned into the Sims at the moment.
Okay. If you want to read for all of the brothers characters, if Tinkerbell doesn't really talk, she just kind of shakes. But if you want to read any of the stage directions too, that would be great. Just for
Okay.
now. And then when we get to the next scene, I will switch up the characters a little bit. This next scene is Peter in the nursery. And it's same setting, nothing really changes or anything like that, just the lights and
Okay.
everything. So yeah, so if you want to read stage directions, and then Michael and John, and if for some reason Tinkerbell says anything, then you can read for Tinkerbell.
Okay.
Because Peter and Wendy have already been taken. These are,
Okay.
can you see the screen? Are you looking at
Well,
screen?
no, I
On phone.
I pulled the play up from the page on Facebook.
Oh, okay, so you can only hear on the phone. You can't see the screen.
Yeah.
I'm recording in case I can play back for any of the committee members or anything later. I'm not sure if I can. So I have a Peter Pan and Wendy doll here. So they are playing my Peter Pan and Wendy here.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead with the stage direction.
Hey, Bran, I'm here. It's Nay, but I called in. I thought that there were other people like gonna be talking or whatever. I was like, I'll just listen. Okay,
Right,
I'll
so
be
you-
quiet now.
You can
oh.
and if at any time somebody has a question about anything that's in the script, just let me know, because somebody else, a committee or member, may have the same question. So if you have a question about anything, just let me know. All right, go ahead with the stage directions.
A fairy wanders into the nursery, followed by Peter.
Tinkerbell, Tink, where are you? Oh, do come out of that jug and tell me. Do you know where they put my shadow?
She shakes her head yes, and her bells make noise while pointing at the dresser. He tries to stick it to himself, but doesn't work. A shudder passed through Peter, and he sat on the floor and cried.
Boy, why are you crying? Oh, what's your name? Wendy Moyer Angela, darling, what's your name? Peter Pan. Is that all? Yes. I'm so sorry. It doesn't matter. Where do you live? Second star to the right and straight on till morning. What a funny address. No, it isn't. I mean, is that what they put on the letters? Don't get any letters. But your mother gets letters. Don't have a mother. Oh, Peter, no wonder you were crying. I wasn't crying about mothers. I was crying because I can't get my shadow to stick on. Besides, I wasn't crying. It's come off? Yes. How awful. I know. It must be sewn on. What sewn? You're dreadfully ignorant. No, I'm not. I shall sew it on for you, my little man. I dare say it will hurt a little. Oh, I shan't cry. Perhaps I should have ironed it. How clever I am.
He crowed.
The cleverness of me. You conceit. Of course, I did nothing. You did a little. A little? If I am no use, I can at least withdraw. Wendy, don't withdraw. I can't help crowing when I'm pleased with myself. Wendy, one girl is more use than 20 boys. Do you really think so, Peter? Yes, I do. I think it's perfectly sweet of you. I should like to give you a kiss. What's that? Surely you know what a kiss is. I shall know when you give it to me.
She gives him a thimble.
Now I shall give you a kiss. If you please.
She leans forward as he gives her her button.
How old are you, Peter? I don't know, but I am quite young. Wendy, when I ran away the day I was born, why did you run away? It was because I heard father and mother talking about what I was to be when I became a man. I don't ever want to be a man. I want to always be a little boy and to have fun. So I ran away to the Kensington Gardens and lived a long, long time among the fairies. You lived with fairies? I thought they were just make-believe. You see, Wendy, when the first baby laughed for the first time, its laugh broke into 1,000 pieces, and they all went skipping about. And that was the beginning of fairies. How exciting! There ought to be one fairy for every boy and girl. Ought to be, isn't there? No, you see, children know such a lot now. They soon don't believe in fairies. Every time a child says, I don't believe in fairies, there is a fairy somewhere that falls down dead. I can't think where she has gone to. Tink, Tink, where are you? Peter, you don't mean to tell me there is a fairy in the room? She was here just now. You don't hear her, do you? The only sound I hear is the little tinkle of bells. Well, that's Tink. That's the fairy language. I think I hear her too, Wendy. I do believe I shut her up in the drawer.
Tink rings her bell madly and places hands on her hips.
You shouldn't say such things.
She rings her bell again and folds her arms.
Of course, I'm very sorry, but how could I know you were in the drawer? Oh, the lovely. Tink, this lady says she wishes you were her fairy. What does she say, Peter? I'm afraid she's not very polite. She says you are a great ugly girl and that she is my fairy. You know you can't be my fairy, Tink, because I am a gentleman and you are a lady.
She turns her back to Peter, sticks her bottom in the air, and wiggles as she rings. then walks away.
She's quite a common fairy. She's called a Tinker Bell because she mends the pots and kettles. You don't live in Kensington Gardens now. Sometimes I still do. But where do you live mostly now? With the Lost Boys. Who are they? Oh, they are the children who fall out of their carriages when parents aren't looking the other way. If they aren't claimed in 7 days, then they are sent far away to the Neverland to defray expenses. I'm captain. What fun it must be. Yes, but we are a rather lonely. You see, we have no female companionship. Are none of the others girls? Oh, no. Girls, you know, are much too clever to fall out. I think it is perfectly lovely the way you talk about girls. John there despises us.
Peter rose and kicked John out of bed. Blankets and all, one kick, but John continued to sleep.
I know you meant to be kind, so you may give me a kiss. I thought you would want it back.
Starts to give her the thimble back.
Oh dear, I don't mean a kiss, I mean a thimble. What's that? It's like this.
She kisses him on cheek.
Funny, now I should give you a thimble, if you wish to.
She closes her eyes and Tink races over to her and pulls her hair.
Ouch! What is it, Wendy? It was exactly as if someone were pulling my hair. That must have been Tink. I never knew her to be so naughty before.
Tink started pacing about the floor, angry, and flinging her arms about to her bell's ring.
She says she will do that to you, Wendy, every time I give you a thimble. But why? Why, Tink?
Tink stamps her feet and points to Wendy and acts out a romantic gesture in disgust.
Oh, I understand now. Tinkerbell is jealous of me. Jealous? She's jealous you came to visit me. Oh, but I didn't. Well, not exactly. I came to the nursery window to listen to stories. You see, I don't know any stories. None of the Lost Boys know any stories. How perfectly awful. Do you know why swallows build in the eaves of houses? It is to listen to the stories. Oh, Wendy, your mother was telling such a lovely story. Which story was that? About the prince who couldn't find a lady who wore the glass slipper. Peter, that was Cinderella. And he found her, and they lived happily ever after. Where are you going? Oh, I have Wednesday there. I don't know why I wrote Wednesday, but I wrote Wednesday there, meant to say Wendy. To tell the other boys. Don't go, Peter. I know such lots of stories. Oh, the stories I could tell to the boys.
Peter starts to drag her toward the window.
Oh, let me go, let me go. Wendy, do you come with me and tell the other boys? Oh dear, I can't. Think of Mommy. Besides, I can't fly. I teach you. Oh, how lovely to fly. I'll teach you how to jump on the wind's back, and then away we go. Ooh. Wendy, when you're sleeping in your silly bed, you might be flying about with me saying funny things to the stars. Oh, and Wendy, there are mermaids. Mermaids with tails? Such long tails. Oh, to see a mermaid. Wendy, how we should all respect you. Wendy, you could tuck us in at night. Oh, none of us have ever been tucked in at night. Oh, and you could darn our clothes and make pockets for us. None of us have any pockets. Oh, of course. It's awfully fascinating, Peter. Would you teach John and Michael to fly too? If you'd like. Wake up! Wake up! John, Michael, wake up! Peter Pan is coming. He's going to teach us how to fly.
Then I shall get up. Look, I am up. I am up too. What's that noise? Someone is coming. Back in bed, quick. Entering the room with Nana.
There, you suspicious brute. They're perfectly safe, aren't they? Every one of the little angels sound asleep in bed. Listen to the gentle breathing.
Nana continues barking and tried pulling away from Liza.
No more of it, Nana. I warn you, if you bark again, I shall fetch your owners, and then they'll come home from the party. And then, oh, won't they whip you?
They leave. It's all right. They've gone. I say, Peter, can you really fly? Peter moves around the room as fast as lightning and then pauses to crow. Now popping.
Sweet. Yes, I'm sweet. Oh, how I'm sweet.
I say, how do you do it?
You just think lovely, wonderful thoughts, and they lift you up in the air.
You're so nippy at it. Couldn't you do it very slowly once? Peter showed them. I've got it now. Wendy. All three tried, but failed.
Of course, I forgot the most important part. You'll need fairy dust to fly. Fairy dust?
He blows some their way.
Now you wriggle your shoulders this way and let's go.
All three were flying in no time. I'm flying.
Oh, how lovely.
Oh, ripping. Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me, I say. Why wouldn't we all go out? Wendy is hesitant.
Mermaids. Oh, and there are pirates.
Pirates? Let us go at once.
Wendy, Michael, John, let's go. Tinkerbell, too. Let's fly. Let's
fly. Mr. and Mrs. Darling, along with Nana barking, rush into the nursery, but it's too late.
You're too late. Peter Pan. Wendy tried to tell me and I wouldn't listen. No, I'm responsible for it. I, Georgia Darling, did it. Only I had not accepted that invitation to dine at 27. If only I had not poured my medicine into Nana's bowl. If only I had pretended to like the medicine. My liking for parties, George. My fatal gift of humor, dearest. My touchiness for trifles, dear master and mistress. For anybody listening into the phone, that's Nana talking in his head. we ought to not have had a dog for a nurse. It's not Nana's fault. That fiend, Peter Pan, bring back my children. So that ends the nursery scene. I'm going to actually stop the share screen real quick. And I'm going to pause the record. Actually, I'm going to stop. Yep, I'm going to pause the record. Okay, so we're going to continue here. And then I'm going to go back to share screen. And you can start.
Okay. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me, the flag o' skull and bones, a merry hour, a hempen rope, and oh hey for Davy Jones. It's me! Remind me all of us again why I want to destroy Peter Pan. Because he took your hand and fed it to that crocodile. Ah, yes. And now that crocodile wants the best of me. He has followed me to the ends of the world. Oh, I haven't wanted a long time to shake Peter's hand with this hook. I will tear him. And yet, I have often heard you say that a hook was worth a score of hands for combing my hair and other homeless uses. Ah, yes. And if they're a mother, I would wish my children be born with the hook. But Peter just flung my hand to that crocodile. It isn't fair. I have also noticed your strange dread of crocodiles. Not of crocodiles, But of that one crocodile, it liked my arm so much, Smee, that it has followed me ever since, from sea to sea, from land to land, licking its lips in the rest of me. In a way, it's sort of a compliment. I want no such compliment. I want Peter Pan, who first gave that brute its taste for me. That crocodile would have me before this, but by a lucky chance it swallowed a clock which goes tick, tick inside of it. And so before it reached me, I can hear the tick and bolt. What if one day that clock runs down? Then it'll be come for you, Captain. Yes, that is a fear that haunts me every day. Achoo! Tiger Lily, get up, boys. Tie it to that tree. Pirates, tie Tiger Lily to the tree. Now we leave you and be eaten by wolves. Or worse, you'll drown with the tide.
You'll never get away with this. Peter Pan will save me.
Peter Pan is many miles away. Oh, Lord. Peter Pan is many miles away from Neverland, and I'll never hear your cry.
You're wrong. He has returned.
They all look up. Look, Captain, it's Peter, and it looks like he has company. Smee, watch her and make sure she doesn't get away. The rest of you follow me. Let's find out who these visitors are. Smee looks up, not paying attention to Tiger Lily. Smee, watch her. Aye, Captain. Hook leaves along with the other pirates, and Smee exits with Tiger Lily. Lost boys come in, and they run into each other.
If you could read for all of the Lost Boys.
Okay. Do you always have to follow so close? When Peter is gone, you are captain. I do wish Peter would return. Maybe he found his mother, if he still recognized her, that is. All I remember about my mother is that she often said to Father, how I wish I had a checkbook of my own. I don't know what a checkbook is, but I should just love to get my mother one. Everyone, look, it's Big Bird. It's coming this way. Tink comes in and motions for them to kill her. What is it, Tink?
Peter Pan says we should shoot the Wendy bird.
I shall do it. Peter will be proud. Out of the way, Tink. After Toothless shoots Wendy, Tink laughs.
You silly.
That's no bird. It's
So
a
in
lady.
the book, she actually says, I guess, what some people would deem as a curse word over and over again. And so I cut that word out and just changed it to you silly.
Okay. It's a lady. You've killed her.
Oh, these are the twins. Lost Boys.
Okay. Oh, I did it. When ladies used to come to me in dreams, I said, pretty mother, pretty mother. But when at last she really came, I shot her. What will Peter say?
Hey, Brandon, you sound like you're in a...
Peter.
Hey, Brand,
Huh?
you sound like you're in a tunnel. I
Yeah.
don't know what's happening with your phone.
Oh,
If you're like taking the phone...
Okay.
You're fine.
They hear Peter crow. Peter, hide her. They all surround Wendy and try to hide her.
All right. So Peter returns. Greeting, boys. I'm back. Why do you not cheer? Great news, everyone. I have brought you a mother. She flew this way. Have you not seen her?
Oh, mournful day. Please forgive me, Peter.
Forgive you? For what, Toodles?
Back away, twins. Let Peter see. Is Wendy asleep? Let's wake her so she can fix us our supper.
What have have you done to Wendy? Whose arrow is this?
It's mine, Peter. Peter goes to strike Toodles with it. Strike, Peter. Strike true. Peter can't because Wendy holds his arm.
I cannot strike. Something holds my arm.
It's Wendy. She's alive. The Wendy lady lives. Yay.
The arrow struck a kiss I gave her. It has saved her life.
I remember kisses.
Like this?
Ah, yes. That's a kiss. It was Tink. She told me to shoot the Wendy bird. Tink's crying.
Tink, be gone. I'm your friend no more. But she isn't even a real fairy.
Peter, we cannot let Wendy just lie here. She will die.
We must build her a house. After all, a proper mother deserves a proper house. Boys, go find items to help build. John and Michael, you will help too.
Build a house for the Wendy girl. For Wendy? Why? She is only a girl. That is why we are her servants. You, Wendy's servants.
Oops, hold on 1 second. I think I have someone at the door.
Brian, you got to work tonight.
Yeah.
Oh God, you got to go in at 10.
Huh?
You gotta go in at 10.
Yep.
Is it? I'm pretty sure. Is it slower? I guess at that the graveyard shift, so to speak.
It is, but it isn't. So like we get more of the like buses. So it gets busy for like a good 45 minutes, like really, really packed like out the door. But then the rest of the night, when there's no buses, it's really, really slow.
Oh wow. So is that this maybe is? I think I've been I think I've been to that, maybe to that truck stop. Um, does it have a Dunkin' Donuts?
We have a Starbucks and a Subway.
Hey
You
everyone,
might be
I'm
thinking about the
back.
one in Warfield.
Sorry, my neighbor that cuts my grass for me, he was at the because yeah, he was trying to find out how often, because in the summertime my grass sprouts up like overnight. So he was just trying to find out how often I wanted it cut. So and I give him the Sunday paper each week too. So anyway, I'm back. So let's see, where did we pick up at? We left with, oh, for Wendy, why? She's only a girl. That's why your servants, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'll start with, yes, and you also, now away with the others. Peter, help me, please. Wendy, you're awake.
Oh, Mother, we were wondering what kind of house would you like?
I wish I had a pretty house, the littlest ever seen, with funny little red walls and a roof of mossy green.
We built the little walls and roofs and made a lovely door. So tell us, Mother Wendy, what are you wanting more?
Oh, really, next I think I'll have gay windows all about, with roses peeping in, you know, and babies peeping out.
We made the roses peeping out, the babies are at the door. We cannot make ourselves, you know, 'cause we've been made before. Wendy, please say you'll be our mother.
Ought I? Of course, it's frightfully fascinating, but you see, I'm only a little girl. I have no real experience. That doesn't matter. What we need is just a nice motherly person. Oh dear, you see, I feel that is exactly what I am.
It is, yay! We saw it at once.
Very well, I will do my best. Come inside at once, you naughty children. I'm sure your feet are damp, and before I put you to bed, I have just time to finish the story of Cinderella. I will stand guard and listen by the door.
Sits down and almost falls asleep. Wendy soon appears with lantern.
Peter, are you awake? Oh, hello, Wendy. Could you not sleep? Is your bed not comfortable? Yes, the house is wonderful. Everyone has been so kind to me. Well, what is it?
Tink is spying on them.
Oh, Peter, take me to see the mermaids. It's not safe to go to the mermaid lagoon at nighttime. Oh, I so wish to see them in the moonlight as they sit upon their rocks. Very well. I suppose the boys will be okay for a little while. Let's go. This next scene is called Peter Helps Tiger Lily.
Who is Tiger Lily again? I'm sorry.
Tiger Lily is the princess of the Pickaninny tribe.
What is that?
It's Native Americans, but it's but their tribe is called the Pickaninny tribe, and she's like the princess, like Princess Pocahontas. She's like the princess of their tribe.
Okay, so I know I should know this like story of Peter Pan. I mean, I've seen like clips here and there. So this, I guess, like I'm somewhat, let's say, somewhat confused. So is it it's kind of an imaginary land where Peter Pan takes Wendy, right, to the Lost Boys?
Yes.
But the Lost Boys are they like, they're actually real though, right?
Yes. So basically, the ideal behind the Lost Boys is that they are orphans. And they got.
Oh, okay. So that's what that line meant. Cause I was like, because I guess when they're talking about the Lost Boys, like, well,
They got
they
lost,
fell out
like
of
they
the
fall out of their,
carriages or something.
yeah, like when they're in the park or something, and then the parents can't find them, then Peter or, you know, whoever will come and get them and take them to Neverland. And so once you're a boy and you go to Neverland, you don't grow up. You don't grow up into be like a man. You stay a boy forever. Like just the magic of Neverland.
Well, the original story that it's based off of, Peter actually is a pipe player who lures kids out of their children at night
Creepy.
and takes them. Yes. So basically, he kidnaps children. So.
Say that again, Brian. Say that again, Brian.
Have you ever heard of the nursery rhyme? Isn't it Peter Piper? I think.
Yeah.
Where he plays a pipe. Well, basically, it lures the song that he plays lures children out of their bedrooms at nighttime. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Pickaninny tribe and Captain Hook and his pirates, they're all, I guess, what is the English antagonist, protagonist, villain?
And
Okay.
technically the mermaids are considered kind of villains because they lure people into the sea and drag them under, but I don't really focus a lot on that too much in this story.
We got mermaids too. Okay.
Mermaids, but they're just looking. They don't really play characters in this particular version. They're just looking at them from afar.
But oh my God, they could be potential characters.
They could be potential potential extras, and yeah. Because I tried to write it in a way that it could be.
You want to be a mermaid, Naomi?
I tried to write it like small cast characters, and then you can always add extra Lost Boys or anything.
Okay.
Yep. And they're actually coming out with a new movie next year. They're actually getting ready to put out a new movie. Wendy, look, pirates. Oh, sorry. Wendy, look, pirates. Get down.
Oh, Lord. Oh. Me enters with Starkey, and Tiger Lily.
Who's that beautiful girl with them? That's Tiger Lily. She's a princess. Princess? Yes, Princess Tiger Lily of the Pickaninny tribe. And the pirates have her. Watch this. Peter pretends to be Hook. Smee?
Yes, Captain?
I say release the prisoner.
But, Captain?
Do it, Smee. Peter.
What?
Nothing. Better do as Hook says. At once, do you hear? Or I'll plunge my hook in ya.
All right, Captain. Come back.
Oh, you're going into a tunnel again,
Peter
Brandon.
shakes his head.
Oh, okay, sorry. You went into a tunnel for a second. Thanks.
Hook re-enters with other pirates. Hello, Captain. Those boys have found a mother.
Oh, we can't hear you again, Bran.
The game's up. Those boys have found a mother. Oh, evil day. What's a mother?
He doesn't know.
What was that? I heard nothing. Captain, could we kidnap these boys, Mother?
these boys' mother and perhaps make her our mother. It is princely scheme. We'll seize the children and carry them off the boat where we will make them walk the plank and Wendy shall be our mother.
Never.
What was that? And where's Tiger Lily? You told me to let her go, Captain. I did no such thing. Now find her and bring her back here this instant.
I say you'll do no such thing.
Spirit who haunts this lagoon, speak. Who are you?
Why, I'm James Hook, captain of the Jolly Roger.
If you are Hook, then who am I?
A codfish.
A codfish? Have we been captain all this time by a codfish? Come out at once. Tell me who you are.
Yes.
Are you a vegetable?
No.
Mineral?
No.
Animal?
Yeah. Yes.
Man?
Sorry, I think those two needed to be reversed. Sorry about that. It's supposed to say no to animal and yes. Oh wait, no to man, but it was supposed to say no to animal and it says yes. No.
Boy?
Yes.
Ordinary boy?
No.
Wonderful boy.
Yes.
Are you in England?
No.
Are you here?
Yes.
Well, I don't see any of you asking him any questions.
Give up. I'm Peter Pan.
Get him, boys. Take him dead or alive. Boy. They sword fight, but then who kills the clock? He runs away.
No,
Crocodile!
y'all can't see my screen. I'm taking his little sword and sword fighting. All right. So Tiger Lily and the Lost Boys. Peter Pan saved Tiger Lily. Peter Pan is a very nice friend. I won't let the pirates hurt him. He's the greatest.
Okay, he's not that great.
We'll be loyal friends forever. For saving my life, my tribe will help watch over your house so that the pirates do not attack in your sleep. Thank you, Tiger Lily. Okay, boys, time for bed.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but we've had a most exhausting day. Say goodnight to Tiger Lily.
good night. Tiger Lily leaves.
Slightly has a line right there.
Oh, you didn't hear me?
Oh, no, I didn't hear you.
Wendy, tell us a story.
Well, okay, but only if you promise to go to bed right after.
We promise.
It all began one night in the nursery. There was a mother and father and 3 darling children.
Was one of them you?
Well, yes. One night, a young boy came looking for his shadow. That's me. Yes, Peter. Well, anyways, he tried to put his shadow on with soap. Silly boy. But the girl of the nursery sewed it on for him. And in return, he promised to teach all the children how to fly.
That's how you got to Neverland.
There were lots of children there that didn't have mothers. So Wendy became their mother and Peter became their father. Only if it's pretend, old lady. Old lady?
I told Peter that mothers are called old ladies and fathers are called old men.
Okay, old man, sit. There is nothing more pleasant of an evening for you and me when the day's toil is over than to rest by the fire with the little ones nearby. It is sweet, Peter, isn't it? Peter, look, I think Curly has your nose. Michael takes after you.
I like that story, but not the part about Peter being our father. Will you always be our mother, Wendy?
Of course, Toodles. Now get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night. They all fall asleep, except Wendy and Peter, who is staring at her.
Peter, what is it? I was just thinking. It is only make-believe, isn't it, that I'm their father? Oh, yes. You see, it would make me seem so old to be their real father. But they are ours, Peter, yours and mine. But not really, Wendy. No, if you don't wish it, Peter. What are your exact feelings for me? Those of a devoted son, Wendy. I thought so. You are so queer, and Tiger Lily is just the same. There is something she wants me to be, but she says it's not my mother. No, indeed it's not. Then what is it? Oh, did you still want to read for Tinkerbell?
Oh, I didn't know you had me.
Oh, go ahead and read for her.
Oh. Peter, I'm sorry about Tinker spying on them again.
It isn't for a lady to tell. Oh, very well. Perhaps Tinkerbell will tell me. Oh, yes, Tinkerbell will tell you. She is an abandoned little creature.
Here is Tink, who was in her boudoir, eavesdropping, squeaked out something impudent.
She says she glories in being abandoned. Perhaps Tink wants to be my mother.
You silly boy.
I almost agree with you, Tink. What was that, Wendy? Oh, nothing. Good night, Peter. Good night, Mother. This is the extra scene that was written in. If we have extras, and this scene can always be eliminated if it needs to be. Tinkerbell and the fairies. If you want to read for Tinkerbell, I'll read for the other fairies.
Okay. Tinkerbell comes on and is very sad.
Tinkerbell, where have you been?
In London with Peter and that Wendy girl.
London? Wendy girl?
What does she have that I don't?
You mean what do you have that she doesn't? You have such pretty wings. I bet that Wendy girl can't fly without your help. Tinkerbell, it's so obvious you like him. Yes, very obvious.
I don't like him. I just don't want to share him.
Your bells ring out Peter Pan's name every second of the day. I think someone's in love.
I'm not in love.
What do you call it then? I'm telling you, Tink, he's no good for you. Being in love with Peter Pan is like being in love with a tree. He knows nothing about love.
He knows about kisses.
Buttons and thimbles don't count.
They do when they're given to that Wendy girl.
You need to find yourself a nice fairy boy.
What do all of you know? Just leave me alone.
Come on, everyone. Talking as they leave.
Talking as they leave.
It's obvious she'll never get over Peter.
That Wendy girl has got to go. She leaves.
Wendy and the Lost Boys.
Wendy, tell us another story.
No more stories. It's time for me to go back to my own mother.
Us too. Wendy, don't make us leave.
John, Michael, you know Mother and Father must be worried about us by now. Peter, you'll be okay. Of course. You'll remember to take your medicine, if you wish.
Wendy, do you think our mothers miss us too?
Well, of course course they do. They'll leave their windows open, hoping that one day you'll return. You're wrong, Wendy. I thought my mother would leave her window open, and one night I returned to find another boy in my bed. Oh, Peter, not all mothers are the same. I'm sure if you all came with me that father and mother would adopt you.
Shall we go, Peter?
If you like.
Yay!
You too, Peter. You'll come with us? No, Wendy, I'm not going. I want to always be a little boy and have fun. But Peter is not coming. I hope you all find your mothers and that you like them. I can escort them, Tiger Lily, I can escort them to the edge of Neverland. And Tink can help fly them back to London. Tink,
What?
wake up.
What? I don't want to. I'm sleeping.
Right this minute, Tink, or I'll go away with the Wendy girl and you'll never see me again. Oh, Peter.
I'm up. I'm up.
So this is goodbye, Peter? Guess so. Goodbye, Wendy girl.
Goodbye, Peter. Peter Pan leaves, but it was a trick, and the pirates capture the lost boys and the darlings. They get escorted off stage. This poison will destroy Peter Pan once and for all. He switches out of Peter's medicine bottle for a poison as Pink watches. Peter enters.
Time. Time for bed. What is it, Tink? I thought I told you to escort Wendy and the boys to London. What? I can't make out what you're saying. The pirates have captured the boys and Wendy? I must save them at once. Just as soon as I take my medicine. Now, where did I put that bottle? I wonder where it could be.
It's on the ground.
Oh, here it is, on the ground, right under my nose.
Hook rolls his eyes, but soon leaves when he notices Peter coming towards him.
What is it, Tink? You need me to go get my sword? Oh, yes, so I can chop off Hook's other hand. I'll be right back.
Tink drinks the medicine really fast, and then Peter comes back to see.
Tink, you drank my medicine. How could you? What? Poison?
Tink starts to grow faint and falls to the ground.
Oh, Tink, you weren't kidding. It was poison. Tink, you're dying.
She sits up briefly and motions for him to come close.
What are you trying to say, Tink?
You silly boy. She collapses.
Oh, Tink, you can talk? Oh, Tink, no!
Realizing his love for Tink, he gets the audience involved.
What do you think? Do you believe? Maybe if everyone said they believed in fairies, Tink might live. Clap louder. Don't let Tink die. Oh, look, she's waking up. Oh, Tink, she's okay. Now to save Wendy.
Tink looks at the audience like, really? And crosses her arms, but finally runs off stage after Peter. On the ship, the lost boys are tied up, but not Wendy. Hook is pacing back and forth with Smee. No little children love me, Smee. They fear me, especially Peter Pan. To claw at a man simply because he has good form. What would that be? Bad form, Captain? Are all the children tied up so that they can fly away? Aye, aye, Captain. Good. Bring them here. They escorted by the other pirates. Now then, 6 of you walk the plank to the night, but I have room for 2 cabin boys. Which of you is it to be?
Don't irritate him unnecessarily.
You see, sir, I don't think my mother would like to be a pirate. Would your mother like you to be a pirate, Slightly? I don't think so. Would your mother like you to be a pirate, Twins? I don't think so. Nibs would... Stow the gab, you boy. You look as if you had a little pluck in you. Didst never want to be a pirate, my hearty? I once thought of calling myself Red-Handed Jack. And a good name, too. We'll call you that here, bully, if you join. What do you think, Michael? What would you call me if I joined? Blackbeard Joe. What do you think, John? Shall we still be respectful subjects of the king? You would have to swear down with the king. And I refuse. And I refuse.
Hey, Bran, you're going in and out.
Rule, oh, rule Britannia. Seals your doom. Get the plank ready, my lovely Wendy. It is so nice of you to be the mother of those wonderful children, and now you will see them walk the plank.
Don't I get to have some last words with my children? After all, I am their mother.
Very well.
My dearest children, if you must die, be brave, little English gentlemen.
I'll tie her up as well. See here, honey. I'll save you if you promise to be my mother.
I would almost rather have no children at all.
Start walking the plank, the whole lot of you. Peter Pan will save us. Peter Pan is dead.
What?
Yes. Oh, Captain James Hook poisoned him. Tinkerbell comes in all macho, like her sword in hand, ready to fight. And Tinkerbell, saved him. Tinkerbell? Tie that pixie up as well. What is that? Do you hear that? I don't hear anything. Wait, I hear it. It sounds like a clock ticking. Crocodile, hide me! Peter was creeping on with the clock in his hand.
How clever of me.
I think he's gone, Captain. Just passing in the night. Let's sing them to their death. Oh. Is that supposed to be Peter's line?
No. It's still Smee.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah,
boys.
let's sing
Yeah.
them to the death. Yo ho, the frisky plankton walks along it so, till it goes down and you goes down in the Davy Jones below. No one can save you now. Peter is hiding amongst the pirates in the cloak.
There's one.
Who's that?
Peter, the Avenger.
So, Pan, at least we meet again.
I, James Hook. Here we are, man to man.
Proud and insolent youth, prepare to meet thy doom.
Dark and sinister man, have at thee.
They sword fight till Peter knocks Hook's sword out of his hand and he falls to the ground. Peter picks up the sword and hands it to Hook. Pan, who and what art thou?
I'm youth. I'm joy. I'm a little bird that has broken out of the egg.
To see again?
Give up, old man, or ready for more adventure?
Death is only adventure. Death is the only adventure. I'll light the powder keg and blow this entire ship up. As Peter backs Hook up into it towards the edge of the ship, we see the crocodile peer over and grab Hook. Crocodile!
Crocodile!
Bad form, Peter Pan.
Yay! Hook is
Yay,
gone.
Hook is gone.
But who will be our captain now?
You, Smee. You shall be the new captain of the Jolly Roger.
He hands me Hook's sword. Me? A captain?
And now we must go, Peter. I'm going to miss you. Take them home, Tink. Goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye,
Bye.
Peter. Bye. Bye. We hear a dog bark and Miss Darling soon enter.
Oh, Nana, I dreamed my dear ones had come back. Do you hear that, Mother? That noise? Where on earth is it coming from? It's a lot of boys out in the street. Oh, how I miss the boys and Wendy. Dear, let me close this window. It's a bit chilly out. Oh, please don't. What if the children come back?
Is this our home? I almost don't recognize it.
Of course. Oh, of course it's our home, silly.
Look, my bed. And Mother.
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 Oh, children, where have you been? To Neverland, Mother.
With Peter Pan. And Tink.
Father. Oh, Wendy, my dear. Father, we have something to tell you. That is, rather something to show you. Wait right here. I wonder what it is. You children had your mom worried to death.
Sorry, Mother. Father.
Here they are. Oh, won't you say you'll adopt them? For you see, they have no mother or father.
All the boys enter.
Oh, my, 6 of them.
Do you think we should be too much of a handful, sir? If so, we can go away.
Father,
We could lie double up.
I'll always cut their hair myself. George? Oh, of course we'll have you. We'll turn the drawing room into your bedroom.
We'll fit in, sir, I assure you.
Then follow the leader.
Everyone exits except Wendy and Miss Darling.
Hello, Wendy. Peter, you came back already. Goodbye. Oh, dear, you're going away so soon? Yes. You don't feel, Peter, that you would like to say anything to my parents about a very sweet subject? No. About me, Peter? No. Peter, would you like to be adopted too? I'm sure we have room for one more. Would you send me to school? Yes. And then to an office? I suppose so. And soon I should be a man? Very soon. I don't want to go to school and learn solemn things. I don't want to be a man. Oh, Wendy's mother, if I was to wake up and feel there was a beard. Oh, Peter, I should love you in a beard. Back up, lady. No one is going to catch me and make me a man. But where are you going to live? Oh, with Tink in the house we built for Wendy. The fairies are to put it high among the treetops where they sleep at nights. Oh, how lovely. I thought all the fairies were dead. There are always lots of young ones because you see, when a new baby laughs for the first time, a new fairy is born. And there are always new babies there, always new fairies. They live in the nests on the top of the trees. I shall have such fun. It will be rather lonely in the evening sitting by the fire. I shall have Tink. Tink can't go a 20th part of the way around.
Sneaky telltale. Tink called out from somewhere around the corner.
It doesn't matter. Oh, Peter, you know it matters. Well, then come with me to the little house. May I, Mommy? Certainly not. I have got you home again and I mean to keep you. Oh, but he does need a mother, so. So do you, my love. All right. Would you let Wendy come for me just 1 week each year for spring cleaning? I suppose that would be all right. I must be going now. You won't forget me, Peter, will you? Before spring cleaning time comes? Never, Wendy. Come on, Tink.
Tink sticks her nose in behind and behind in the air as she passes by Wendy and rings her bell.
Goodbye, Tink. A year later, in the nursery. Peter, Hello, Wendy. I almost thought you forgot about me spending all day chasing after pirates, I suppose. Not so much anymore. Well, I guess Captain Hook was the only one worth fighting. Who's Captain Hook? Don't you remember how you fed him to the crocodile and saved all of our lives? I forget them after I kill them. Oh, well, how is Tinkerbell doing? Being her mischievous self still, I suppose. Who's Tinkerbell? Oh, Peter, she was your fairy. There's such a lot of them. I expect she's no more. Oh, I forgot. Fairies don't live very long, do they? Well, back to Neverland. Goodbye, Wendy. Goodbye, Peter. A year later in the nursery. Oh, Michael, I don't think Peter's coming for me. Spring is almost over.
Perhaps he is ill.
You know he is never ill.
Perhaps there's no such person, Wendy.
Oh, Michael, perhaps you're right.
Older Wendy enters and looks out the window before sitting in the chair by the fire when her daughter Jane enters the nursery.
Mother, tell me a story. Tell me about Peter Pan. Jane, my darling, that was a long time ago, sweetheart. Ah me, how time flies. Does it fly the way you flew when you were a little girl? The way I flew? Do you know, Jane, I sometimes wonder whether I really did fly. Yes, you did. The dear old days when I could fly. Why can't you fly now, Mother? Because I'm grown up, dearest. When people grow up, they forget the way. Why did they forget the way? Because they're no longer innocent. It is only the innocent who can fly. What is innocent? I do believe that it is this nursery. I do believe it is. Go on. I remember the night Peter and I first met. He flew into the nursery because of his shadow. The foolish fellow tried to stick it on with soap, and when he could not, he cried and then woke me, and I sewed it on for him. You had missed a bit. When you saw him sitting on the floor crying, what did you say? I sat up in my bed and I said, "Boy, why are you crying?" Yes, that was it. Well, then he flew all of his way to Neverland, and the fairies and the pirates and the mermaids' lagoon, and the home underground, and the little house. Oh, I mustn't forget Tiger Lily and the Lost Boys. Yes, which did you like the best of all? I think I like the home under the ground best of all. Yes, so do I. What was the last thing Peter ever said to you? The last thing he ever said to me was, "Just always be waiting for me, and then some night you will hear me crowing." Yes, but alas, he forgot all about me. What did his crow sound like? It was something like this. No, it wasn't. It was like this. My darling, how could you know? I often hear it when I'm sleeping. Ah, yes, many girls hear it when they are sleeping, but it was but I was the only one who heard it awake. Lucky you. Time for bed, sweet dreams.
Wendy sits in a chair watching Jane sleep. Peter enters the nursery.
Hello, Wendy. Hello, Peter. Uh, hello. Oh, where's John? John is not here now. Is Michael asleep? That's not Michael. Hello. Is it a new one? Yes. Boy or girl? Girl. Peter, are you expecting me to fly away with you? Of course. That's why I've come. Have you forgotten that it's spring cleaning time? I can't come. I've forgotten how to fly. I'll teach you again. Oh, Peter, don't waste the fairy dust on me. What is it? I will turn up the light and then you can see for yourself. You've changed. I am old, Peter. I am ever so much more than 20. I grew up A long time ago. You promised not to. I couldn't help it. I'm a married woman, Peter. No, you're not. Yes, and the little girl in the bed is my baby. No, she's not. I'm sorry, Peter. Boy, why are you crying?
Begins to cry. Oh.
Hello. Hello. My name's Peter Pan. Yes, I know. I'm Jane. I came back from my mother to take her to Neverland. Yes, I know. I've been waiting for you.
Wendy re-enters the room and as Peter crows.
She's my mother now. He does so need a mother. Yes, I know. No one knows it so well as I. Goodbye, Wendy. Oh no. It is just for spring cleaning time. He wants me to always do his spring cleaning. If only I could go with you. Goodbye, my darling. Ready, Jane? Ready. Goodbye, Mother. Second to the right and straight on till morning. Off to Neverland. To Neverland. To Neverland. I'm hoping that the ending is a tearjerker. If it's done right. That's the end. Y'all missed my little puppet show. You're gonna have to go back and watch my little characters doing their little puppets things. All right, I'm gonna stop
Okay,
screen.
okay, real quick. So did you have like a year later and then another year later?
Yes. It goes a year later, and then the last year, Wendy tells her brothers that she doesn't think Peter's coming back for her, and then it flash forwards like way in the future, and then that's when Wendy is talking to her little girl Jane, recounting the stories.
So the last year later really isn't a year later. Is it like 10 years later?
Yeah, it doesn't really specify, but yeah, the ideal is that Jane is around like 9 or 10. It's not really specific because I didn't want to have a specific age for whoever plays that particular part. But the ideal is that she has a little girl of her own now. So in the script,
movie, isn't it? She's like, it's her granddaughter actually.
are you talking about in Hook?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure in one of the cartoon movies, Jane was actually her granddaughter, and they had her like really old with like wrinkles and white hair and stuff.
I think so. Well, I know in Hook with Robin Williams, she's like I think she's a grandmother because they yeah, because she's really older. So I'm thinking that she plays her granddaughter, but in the book it's her daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen Hook. I love Hook.
Yeah, I loved that a lot of my favorite lines from Hook was in the original novel, and that I could like incorporate them. But anyway, so I guess the ideal is Naomi, if by chance you get everything uploaded, then we'll do the read through of Anne next Sunday. And hopefully we'll have more participants. Did anybody else have any questions about the script or anything?
So this play is an hour and a half long.
Yeah, I mean,
and if it was done on a real stage, it'd be longer.
Yeah, like if for some reason it's done virtually, obviously it'll go faster than if it was done on a real stage, because then you have to figure in scene changes and all that. you know, as far as like a real stage and stuff. So I think it's still up in the air on how the fall show is going to be done. And it's also one of those shows that could also be done like in an outdoor theater type setting too, but
this would actually be really good if we did it as a movie. In all honesty, if we did it as a film.
yeah.
That's if you ever want to put it into a film, but
Yeah. I have, once the programming committee actually meets to discuss how we're going to execute the fall show, I do have some ideals, but we'll, I guess, discuss that later. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on the recording.